Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Frank Puzzles, and this is today's challenging level puzzle, and it's called Right Back at Ya by Calvin Ball. And here are the rules. We have normal Sudoku rules apply, which means fill the entire grid with the digits 1 through 9 such that there are no repeats in any row, column, or 9-cell region. We also have parity mirror, and this is the reason why I chose this puzzle, because I've never seen anything like this, so this is actually very interesting to me, where the diagonal from row 1 column 1 to row 9 column 9 acts as a parity mirror. And what does that mean? Each cell has the same parity as the cell reflected in the mirror. For that is, actually it should be e.g. For example, if row 2, column 6 is even, so say this was an even cell, that would mean row 6, column 2 is also even, because that's the reflection across this negative diagonal here. So every single digit, so for example, this digit is mirrored here, this digit is mirrored here, this digit is mirrored here, etc., etc. It must be of the same parity as its mirror. And that's what the parity mirror means. We also have tentropy lines, where every set of 4 adjacent digits on a peach line must contain a digit from each of the x pairs, 10-pair subsets of 1, 9, 2, 8, 3, 7, and 4, 6. A 5 may not appear on a tentropy line. For lines less than length 4, all digits must be from different subsets. Digits on a line may repeat if allowed by other rules. So, on a tentropy line, we can only have, for every set of 4 adjacent digits, you have to have one from each set of 1, 9, 2, 8, 3, 7, and 4, 6. If there's less than 4 digits on the line, which is this one, for example, they have to be different subsets. But for example, on this line, you have to have 4 digits each of 1, 9, 2, 8, 3, 7, and 4, 6, one from each of those subsets. So a valid example here could be something like, I don't know, 8, 7, 4, and 1. And this is valid because along this, every set of 4 on this tentropy line, you have, which is basically the only set of 4, you have one digit from 1, 9, which is 1, one digit from 2, 8, which is the 8, one digit from 3, 7, which is the 7, and one digit from 4, 6, which is the 4. And that's how tentropy line works. And then finally, we have arrows, where digits along an arrow sum to the digit in its circle. So as an example, you could have something like 3 and 2 here, and that would then make this 5, because 3 and 2 would have to add up to 5 here. And those are all the rules. If you'd like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, I'm going to get started. Let's go. Okay, how do we tackle this? Well, we know each one of these must be from a set of one. You have one from each set of 1, 9, 2, 8, 3, 7, and 4, 6. That gives you 2 evens and 2 odd digits here. Guaranteed. That means this is 2 even and 2 odd digits here. Does that tell us anything? I'm not sure. These 4 digits. Ah, interesting. These 4 digits also are a set of 4 tentropy cells, which means those are 2 evens and 2 odds also there. Since this is 2 evens and 2 odds, these correspondingly in the mirror must be 2 evens and 2 odds. Okay. That doesn't tell us much. Okay, this is 3 unique digits adding up to 1, so this is 6, 7, 8, 9. Hmm. What digit is here at best? Oh, these two digits must match these two digits, which means these two digits are the same. These digits are 1 through 6, adding up to 6 through 9. This is 1 through 6, adding up to 6 through 9. And this is the digits 1 through 6, adding up to 6 through 9 here. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. What does that mean, is the question, right? We know 5 cannot be on a tentropy line. So 5 is either here or it's on the line. That means if it's here, same with this. 5 is either here or it's there. It's here or it's on the line. This is a sum of 1 and 2 plus 1 and 1 potentially. So this is at least 3, 1, 1, which makes this 5 through 9 here. These must be the same parity. And this is 1 and 1 at least. So this must be 7, adding up to 7 at most. So this is 1 through 6. Interesting. This matches this parity-wise. So this is 2 evens and 2 odds. 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 We don't have any information about this because they can be any subsets. There's at least 1 even and 1 odd, but that's all we know. Oh, wait. These are the same parity. These are the same parity. This must be an even digit then. Right? Same parity. If they're odd and odd, they add up to an even digit. If it's even and even, obviously it adds up to an even digit. So this must be even no matter what. Because these are the same parity, these are the same parity, and they add up to, therefore this adds up to an even number, this adds up to an even number, which adds up to an even number either way. So this is even, which forces this cell to be even also. Okay. Interesting. Okay. If the 5 is here, it can never add up to 9, right? Because if it adds up to 9, it would be 5, 1, and 3 adding up to 9. That would give you 4 odd digits here, but we know there's already 2 odd digits here, so that's not allowed. So if it's 5 here, that must be 1 and 2 here, which adds up to 8. Ah, and that's a contradiction. So, because if this is 5 and 1, 2, adding up to 8, obviously we have 2 odds and 2 evens, so that satisfies that. But the problem is you have a 2 here and you have an 8 here in this row. That eliminates 2 and 8 as a possibility for this tentropy line. And we know the tentropy line has to have 1 from every set. of 19283746. Since there's no 28, that eliminates that possibility. So 5 can never be on this entropy line. Therefore, cannot be on this arrow. Because again, we can't have 135 adding up to 9, and 125 adding up to 8 eliminates 28 as a possibility for this entropy line. So 5 has to be here, which means neither of these are 5. That's fine. This then must be 2 evens adding up to an odd. Sorry, 2 evens and 2 odds here. So what are the possibilities, I guess, would be kind of the question. This adds up to 8 at most. This is 3. It can't be 3. This has to be at most 4. Sorry, at least 4. It cannot be 6, because that would be 2 and 6. So this has to be 1. This is either 1, 3 added together or 2, 4 added together. Right? Because they have to be the same parity. Therefore, this is 1 or 2 here. So this can never be 6. If this is 6, that would force this to be a 1-2 pair, which would add up to 9, but that would eliminate all possibilities for that cell. So 6 cannot be here. Let's see. If this is 1, 3, this becomes 2, 2. If this is 2, 4, this becomes 1, 1. So one of these is one type. That means the other one has to be the other type to match. Right? Either this is 2, 4, which forces this to be 1, 1, and 8. It could be 1, 3, and 1, 1. Never mind. So this we don't know. This obviously matches. This matches, but we don't know if they match each other. Okay. What are the sums that could be here? If you have 1, 2, 3, 6, that does work because then you have 4, 7, 8, 9 remaining. 1, 2, 4, 7 works also. 1, 3, 4, 8 works, and 2, 3, 4, 9 works. So this is 2 odds and 2 evens. These obviously match. These match. These match. So this is 2, 4, 6, 8 here. There's no similar thing here, though. Oh, 5 cannot be here in box 7. So 5 has to be one of these 2 cells here, which means one of these is odd. But we don't know if that's guaranteed. Five cannot be here. This can't be all 3 odds here. Actually, that doesn't even work. You'd have to have 2 odds and an even add up. You can't have all 3 evens. I guess that's part of it. Actually, what are these? I think it always has to be 2 odds and 1 even for these sets. Because, again, you can't have 3 evens in any of these, because then this would be these correspondingly 3 evens, and that would be 6 evens in a box, which is not allowed. You can't have 2 odds adding up to another odd. So you can't have 3 odds either. So you're always guaranteed to have 1 even and 1 odd, which gives you an odd. So I think these are both always odd, right? Because you always have to have an even and an odd. I guess no, it doesn't have to be. It could be 2 odds adding up to an even. Right, so there could be 2 odds even, 2 odds even. Either way, we know this is 4 odds and 2 evens here. Okay. Wait, can this ever be 1, 2, and 6? No, right? If this is 1, 2, 6, that makes this 9, but then we lose 1 and 9 here. In this row here. So it's again 1, 2, 3 with 6, which gives you 4, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 4, and 7, which gives you 3, 6, 8, 9. Does this have to be the same as these 4, is the question, right? Maybe? I don't know. So these here are matching in the sense that there's the same parity. These are matching, these are matching, these are matching. So this must be 2 of one parity and 1 of the other. Does that tell us anything? I'm not sure. So this is 1, 2, 3, 6, which makes this 4, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 4, 7, which gives us 3, 6, 8, 9. 1, 3, 4, 8, which gives us 2, 6, 7, 9. And 2, 3, 4, 9, which gives us 1, 6, 7, 8. Oh, these are the same digit. Oh. This is the same digit, so therefore it eliminates whatever cell this is. Right. So because these are the same digit, that means this can never contain that digit. So if this is 1, 3, obviously it can't be 1 and 1, because that would eliminate 1 in both of these cases. I think this has to be 8 then. If this is 1, 3, that forces this to be 2, 2. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so this has to be a different parity than these two, right? Because if this is 1, 3, that can't be 1 or 3, it's 2 or 4. If this is 2 or 4, this can't be 2 or 4, so it's 1 or 3. So this has to be the different parity than these. So this is these. We'll mark these as the corner. So these have to be different. This also has to be a different parity, right? Because if it's the same parity here as this, the only place where that would be the case is if this is 1, 3 and this is 1, 1. But the problem is those both ones would eliminate 1 from both of these cases, and that would not work. So this has to be different parities. So this matches the parity here. And I think this has... Oh, that's interesting. This can never be 1 or 2. This is the same parity as this, right? So it cannot be 1 or 2 here. The other 1 or 2 has to be here then. So one of these is the yellow 1 or 2. I think this always then has to be 3 or 4, right? This is always 8. So this is 8. Yeah. You cannot have 1 and 2 here. So that cannot be 1, 2, and 3 added together. Because again, these are the same digit. They're the same parity. They have to be the same digit because it's only 1 or 2 as possibilities. Can't be 3 and... it could be 3 and 1. Ooh, okay. So that's... This can never be 4, though. 2, 4 plus 1, 3 is 10. So this could be 3, though. What we do know is 2 cannot be here. Okay, that does change things a little bit. This doesn't, yeah, it could be 1, 3, 1, 3, which would be 8. But it cannot be 1, 1, and 1, 3, adding up to 6. So this is 8 no matter what, right? It could be 2, 4, 1, 1. Oh, these don't have to be the same as this. Right. So this doesn't have to be the same digit. Okay. Well, okay, that changes things a decent amount. What are the possibilities then? I'm not sure. So again, the possibilities for this is 1, 3 here. You can't have 1, 1 because that would eliminate all ones in these cells. So it could be 1, 3 with 1, 3 adding up to 8. If it's 1, 3, it could be 2, 2 adding up to 8. Can never be 2 and 4 because that's a minimum 4. And 2 and 4 add up to 6. With 4, that would make this not a digit. If this is 2, 4, obviously it's 1, 1 here. Okay, what does that mean? I'm not really sure. Can this ever be 1, 2, 5 adding up to 8? Or 1, 2, 6 adding up... Okay, so 1, 2, 5 adding up to 8 does not work. Because... Well, I guess 2 could be here. And this would be 1, 3, 4, 8. That actually does work. Never mind. These are both 1 through 8 without... So this is 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Which doesn't help us much. Hmm. 8 cannot be here or here, so 8's one of these 3. Okay, that's interesting. So if this were 8, this is 8, this would have to be 1, this would be 9. This 8 means this is even. So this would be 4, which makes this a 2, 1, 3 pair. This can't be 1. This can't be 8. It's 4. So it's either 7 or 9 here, which means this is odd. But then we would have odd, even, even. Right? Sorry, this would be odd, odd, odd. All of these would be odd. So that's 3 odds. This would then be 3 odds, but then we'd have 2 evens and 2 odds here. That would make 6 odds in row 1. So that's not possible. So this can never be 8 here. So 8's either here or 8's here. And that's only because we know 8 can only go with 1 to add up to 9. That's the reasoning for that. If this is 8, it goes with 1, 3, and 4, right? So either this is 1 or this is 1. That leaves what? 2, 6, 7, 9 here. That's fine. That seems okay. We know if this is so. The reason why we know this can't be 2. Why can't that be 2? Hold up. If it's 1, 3, then this becomes 2 or 4, right? Why can that not be 2? Is kind of the question. Maybe this can be 2. Can this ever be 1 is kind of the question, right? If this is 2, 4, that forces this to be 1, 1. So this would never be 1 if that's the case. I think it's this way. It can never be 1 here, right? If this is 2, 4, that forces this to be 1 and 1 to add up to 8. Therefore, this has to be not 1, so this would be 3. Whereas if this is 1, 3, this could very well be also 1, 3 here. This would have to be 2 or 4. Right. So maybe just look at this. What happens if this is 2? Then this becomes 1, 3. This can't be 2. So this is 1, 3, which forces this to be 1, 3. This can't be 2. This has to be 4 with 1 or 3 here. So this would be 4. Which means this would not be 6. This cannot be 8. It's 7 or 9 here, which makes this odd. So this would also be 7 or 9. Oh, that's interesting. Which would mean this is not 2, not 3, not 7, 4, 6. You'd have an 8 here. This would be 4 or 6. Obviously, this couldn't be 4 or 6. It can't be 7 or 8, because 4 or 6 plus 4 or 6 adds up to 10. So that's 1, 2, or 3 here. These are both odd. That's fine. So far, this is looking okay. This would not be 8. What would these digits be? Well, you would not have 1 or 3 here. That seems fine. Say this was 2 and 4 then. This would have to be 1 and 1. This would be 3 then. This would, I guess, then be 2 and 4. So this could not be... Ah, interesting. Okay, so we have a contradiction, I think. If this is 2, 4, that forces this to be 1 and 1. This then becomes 3 because it can't be 2 or 4. It can't be 1. This 1 eliminates 1 here, so this is a 2, 4 pair, which forces this to be 9. This has to be odd. It can't be 1, 3, 5, or 9, so this has to be 7, which forces this to be 2, which makes this a 9. But then these two would, one of these would be, this would be even, so that's even, that's fine. But this would have to be odd, which is not odd there, and that's not fine. So we know then, for certain, these have to be odd. And it's a 1, 3 pair. It cannot be 5 because, again, we can't have 1, 2, and 5 adding up to 8 because that eliminates 2, 8 for its possibility on this tentropy line. And then 1, 2, 1, 3, 5 gives you 3 odd digits. Sorry, 4 odd digits already here, and therefore this is 2 even, 2 odds guaranteed, so that's 6 odd digits. So this is 1 and 3, which means this has to be even, and it must be 2 or 4. This must be even, and is 2, 4, or 6. We don't know about this. Could be 2, 2, could be 1, 3 pair, we're not sure. Okay. This is even. So these two have to be the same parity, right? If it's even, this is even. If this is odd, this is odd. Well, if it's even, even, that's 3 evens here. Which means we would have 5 evens in column 1. Because remember, there's 2 odds and 2 evens here. There's 2 odds and 2 evens here. So this cannot be evens. These must be 2 odds, which means both of these are odd. So this has to be a 1, 3 pair. That 1, 3 pair eliminates 1 and 3 in the same box. So this is 2, and these are both even parity. This can't be 2 then. These are both odd. So no 2, 4, 6, or 8. This can't be 2, so this is 4 or 6, which means this can't be 7. This can't be 3, so it's 1. It can be 1, 6 adding up to 7, 3, 4 adding up to 7, or 3, 6 adding up to 9. These are both even. These are both odd. This is obviously odd. This is 1 and 3, so that's 6. These are both odd, so therefore this is even, which means this is even too. And 8 cannot be here anymore, therefore this must be 8, which forces this to be 4, 1, and 3 added together. So this must be 2, 6, 7, 9. 2 cannot be here because of the 2. And this must be a 2, actually. So this 4 eliminates 4 here, so this is 6. 2 has to be one of these digits, so 2 can never be here. So it's either 1, 3, 4 or it's 1, 3, 5, adding up to 8 or 9. And if it's 1, 3, 5, and 9, that's 4 odd digits here, which we know there's 2 evens and 2 odds. So this cannot be 1, 3, 5. It has to be 1, 3, 4, and 8. So this is 8. This is 1, 3, 4. The 1, 3, 4 triplet eliminates 1, 3, and 4 in the rest of row 2. So this must be a 4 here, which means this can't be 4. This is odd, which makes this an odd. This has to be a 7, 9 pair, and they're both odd. 2 cannot be in either of these spots. 8 cannot be in either of these spots. Therefore, it must be 7, 9. Actually, yeah, the remaining digits here are 5, 6, 7, 9, and this is 4, 5, 7, 9. Well, 4 cannot be here because of this 4. One of these is a 4, so therefore 6 cannot be in the remaining digits. And 5 cannot be on this line. So it's a 4, 7, 9 triplet, which eliminates 4, 7, and 9 from the rest of the row, right? Because 5 cannot be on the line. We already know there's a 4 on the line because this has to be 4 here. So this is 7 or 9, which means this is odd. This must be then correspondingly odd. This has to be 5, and therefore this is odd too. So because this is odd, we have one, this is even, so this must be even here. We have a 2 here, and one of these must be 6. Because we have a 7, 9, 7, 9 pair in row 2, which eliminates 7 and 9 in the rest of the row. This is a 5, 6 pair, which eliminates 5 and 6 in the rest of the box. So this must be odd, which forces this to be odd here. Therefore, we have 2 evens and 1 odd here. This is 2 evens and 1 odd here. This can't be 8 because of the 8 in the column. 2 cannot be here, and 2 cannot be here. 2 can't be either of these two cells, so 2 has to be on the line. We also know there's another even on this diagonal. We're not sure which. This can't be 5. This is the same digit as that, which is the same digit as that. Two. Where is the 2 in? This is 1, 3, 7, 9 here. 4 and 8 have to be here, which means 2 has to be one of these two. What is this digit? It cannot be 8 because we know 2 has to be on this entropy line, and therefore 8 cannot be on this entropy line. We also know this 4, 8 pair, so this must be 6 here. This is 1, 3, 7, or 9. We're not sure which it is. One of these is 4. Oh, wait, hold up. If this is... Oh, there's no entropy stuff here, so we don't have to worry about that. Never mind. Okay, these are the same. This is at least 3 here. Doesn't tell us much, though. Yeah. This digit, I think, is the same as this digit, right? Yeah. So let's mark it the same. So these are the same, 7, 9. Um, hmm. Hmm. One of these is even, one of these is odd, which means one of these is even, one of those is odd. Hmm. That means the 8 has to be one of these. Hmm. Hmm. Uh, huh. This pink matches one of these pinks. Hmm. What does that tell us here? I'm not sure. Um, hmm. We know there's 2 evens and 1 odd on this diagonal. That's all we know, though. Hmm. Huh. No, we don't know anything about that. This at least has 1 odd and 1 even. This has at least 1 odd and 1 even. That means there's 2 evens and 3 odds guaranteed already. But we don't really have anything else. Huh. This can't be 3, and this can't be 3. Because actually, you can't have 1 and 3 adding up to 4, because that would force this to be 5 and 7 adding, at minimum, adding up to 12. So 4 can never be here. 5 you could have. 1, 4 with 3 and 6 works fine. Can you have 6 and 8 being even? 6 requires no 2 here. So 6 would have to be 1 and 5, and that eliminates 1, 7, and 3, 5 for the 8. So this has to be both odds. So these are both odd. So one of these is even, one of these is odd. One of these is even, one of these is odd. That doesn't tell us much. Oh, 8. Well, 8 could be here. 1 and 8 is fine. 8 cannot be here, so 8's one of these 4. If this is 8, it has to be with 1 to add up to 9. But then this 8, 1 would eliminate 1 here. That would be 3, and this would be 9. So 8 can never be here. Therefore, this is specifically a 2-8 pair, which means both of these are even. This has to be odd, because that's the only remaining. We have 2 evens and 1 odd on this diagonal in box 5. Therefore, one of these is odd, one of these is even. It's 4 and 6. It has to be with an odd digit. So 4 and 6, that's 10. So 9 has to be one of these 2 digits here. So one of these is 4, 6. One of these is 4, 6. That means 8 has to be one of these 2 digits here. This is 2 or 8. We cannot have a 2 or 8 in the rest of column 6 then. Can't be here because of the 2-8 pair. Can't be here because of the 2-8 already here. So one of these 3 must be 2 or 8. We're not sure which. And it's the other one, I guess. So this cannot be 2 or 8. It's 1, 3, 4, 6, 7, or 9. You could have... I think you have to have 1 be one of these, right? You could have 1, 4, and 3, 6. That works. 1, 6 with 3, 5. 3, 5 doesn't work. 4, 5. 1, 6 with 4, 5 does work. So you can't. Can you have 4 goes only with 1, 3, or 5, and 6 goes only with 1 or 3. You cannot have 3, 6, and 4, 5 together, so 1 has to be one of these digits. So 1, 4 gives you 5, 3, 6 gives you 9, and therefore this would be 7 in that case, if that were the case. 1, 6 gives you 7, and 4, 5 gives you 9. So this would then be 3 in that case. So one of these is 8. Okay. One of these is even. The 8 has to be either one of these 2. So this must be odd. Because it cannot be the 4 or 6, which is one of these 2. 8 has to be one of these 2. So this is odd, which forces this to be odd. Where is this digit? in row 6. Cannot be any of these because it's already in that box. Can't be here. Can't be any of these. This is even, and this is not 7 or 9. So it has to match this cell. So this cell must specifically match here. Okay. I guess we'll make that yellow. So that yellow has to be one of those 3 then. It cannot be here. The yellow has to be one of these 2. It could be the green. That could be the green. Therefore, it must match one of these 3. That's fine. Hmm. Interesting. Okay. If this is 1. Okay. So if this is 1, it can only be with 6 here, which would force this to be 7, right? Because 1 and 4 can never add up to 5 here. Because again, where is this cell in row 9 or row 6? Can't be here because it's not 7 or 9. Can't be any of these because it's the same digit. This is the even digit. And can't be here because it's not 7 or 9. So it must match here. So if this is 1, it cannot be 1, 4. It has to be 1, 6, which forces this to be 7, which forces this to be 3. But then this 1 and 3 would break that cell because that would not have any possibilities. So 1 can never be here, which means where is the 1 in box 5? It has to be one of these. So this is 1, which means this can't be 1. This is 3, which forces this to be 9. This can no longer be 9 here. Where is the 9 then? It has to be here. So this is 9. We can, I guess, move the yellows. So this is 9, which means it's 3, 6, or 4, 5. This has to be then 1, 4, or 6. This 9 means this can't be 9 here, so one of these 2 is a 9 here. We have a 1, 4, 6 triple. Okay, this 3 means this can't be 3, so this is 7, which forces this to be 5. This then must be a 1, 4 pair. And this must be 3 and 6 adding up to 9. This 3, 6 pair eliminates 3 and 6 in the rest of the column. So this is 1, this is 3. This 1, 4 pair eliminates 1 and 4 in the rest of the column. So this is 6. That leaves this as 5, 8, and 9 here. And this can't be 5. This can't be 8. This cannot contain a 5. So I think this has to have a 2 here no matter what then. If there isn't... Okay, so this can't be 3 or 9 here. This is 1 or 7. This becomes a 1, 4, 7, 8. Rest of the digits. It can never be 1, 3, 5 again to add up to 9. It could be 1, 3, 4. Oh, okay, never mind. That could be 1, 3, 4. Okay. That means the remaining digits here are, we have 1, 4, 5, 7, 8. And 8 cannot be here. 5 cannot be either of these cells. One, two, three. We don't know. Okay, what are the remaining digits here? There are 4, 5, and 9. 5 cannot be here because of the 5 there. This can't be 4, so this is 5 or 9. This is 5 or 9. Could be the same digit. 5 eliminates 5 here, so this can't be 5. This is 6. This is 5. We know there's a 3 here. There's a 3 here, and there has to be a 2 or an 8 here. We don't know what the last digit is. So this cannot be 3 or 7 here, because one of these is a 3 that takes the 3, 7 subset or part. So this is 1, 4, 6, 9. This has to be 1, 4, 6, 9. It cannot be 4 or 9. So this is 1 or 6 here. Where is the 7 and where is the 9 in column 6? These both have to be 7 or 9, because this can't be 7 or 9 here. This is 3, so 7 can't be here. 7 can't be here. 7 has to be one of these two, which means this can't be 7. This is 4. This can't be 4. This 4 eliminates 4 here, so this is 1. This is 4. This can no longer be 6, so this has to have a 1 here, which forces this to be 4 or 6 here. So this is even, which makes this even. So this is even and this is even. This then must be 6 or 8. We have to have a 1 here to add up to 6 or 8. It cannot be 6 here. So it's either 1, 2, 3 or 1, 3, 4, adding up to 8. So 1 and 3 are both here. This can't be 3. This must be 6, which makes that a 3. So this is even. This is even. These are odd. This is odd. This must be, sorry, this is odd, which forces this to be even. This is even. This is odd. Therefore, this is even, which makes this an 8, which forces this to be 2. This is 8. This cannot be 8. This is a 1, 2, 3 triplet. 8 cannot be here. 2 has to be on this line, so this has to be 1, 2, and 3. Therefore, this is 6, which forces this to be 4. This can't be 1, so this is 7, which means this can't be 7. So it's 1, 4, 8 here. This can't be 1 or 7. That's a 4, 5 pair. And this has to be odd. So this is 5, this is 4, and is even. This is odd and is 1. So that matches here. This is 4 matching that. This is 5 matching this odd. Therefore, this can't be 5. This must be 5 here. We have a 1, 4, 8 triplet, which eliminates 1, 4, and 8 in the rest of box 7. And we need one digit out of 1, 9 in this entropy line, so it has to be 9. So this cannot be 1, and this can't be 9. So this is 3 or 7 here. Well, this 1 eliminates 1 here, so this is 3, which makes this 1. This 3 eliminates 3 here, so this is 1, which makes this not 1. This is a 3, 4 pair. We have 2, 7, and 9 remaining here. And this is 3, 7, or 9. We're not sure which is which. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. The remaining digits now in row 6 are 4, 6, and 7. Remaining digits in row 5 are 4, 6, and 7. The remaining digits in column 5, okay, this can't be 4 because of the 4 in the row. So this must be odd. So this is odd and odd, which makes this a 5, 9 pair here. Therefore, this is even and this is even. And these must both be, this must be an 8, this must be a 4. That eliminates 4 here. This has to be, remaining digits in column 5 is 6, 7, and 8. And this can't be 6 because of that 6. This can't be 6. Where is a 6 in column? 5, it has to be here. So this is 6 and even, which forces this to be even. So this can't be 6. This must be 4, which makes none of these 4. This is a 6, 7 pair. 6 cannot be here. This 4 eliminates 4 here. So this is 3. This is 4, which makes this even and this odd. That makes this even and this odd. So this is a 2, which makes this a 7 or 9. This can't be 4 because of the 4 in the row. Where does that leave 4 in column 1? It has to be here. So this is 4 and is even. This can't be 2. So this has to be 1 or 3, which is odd. So this must be odd, which is 1 or 3. This is even here by parity. So it's 2 or 6 here. Okay, we have 8 can only be... This can't be 1 or 3 because of the 1, 3 in the column, so this must be 2, which means this can't be 2. This is then even, which forces this to be even, so this is a 2, and this has to be odd. So this is odd, this is odd. This can't be 2, so it must be 7 or 9, which is an odd. Therefore, this is even. And this is even, which makes this odd. This then becomes a 1. This is an 8, which forces this to be 7. That's an 8. This is odd. This is even. Therefore, this is odd, and this is even, which forces this to be 6, and this to be 7. This 6 eliminates 6 here, so it's 2 and 6. This 7 eliminates 7 here, so all the green ones are 9. So this is 9, which makes that 7, which makes that 9, 7, 9, 7. 2 cannot be here, or here, or here, or here, so 2 has to be here, which is an even. 8 can't be here, here, or here, so 8 has to be here, which is even. That leaves odds in the remaining digits, so these are all odds. This can't be 7, so this must be 9, which means this is a 3-7 pair here. This 9 eliminates 9 here, so this is 5, which makes that a 9. This has to be 1 or 3 because of the remaining digits in column 7. This is 1, 3, 5, 7, but this can't be 1, 3. Sorry, this is all 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. This can't be 5 or 7. This 7 eliminates 7 here, so this is 3, this is 7. This then has to be 3, which makes that a 1, which makes that 3, which makes that a 1. This can't be 1 or 3, so this is 9. This can't be 1, 3, or 9, so it has to be 5 or 7, and this is 5 or 7. This 7 eliminates 7 here, so this is 5, which makes that a 7. 5 eliminates 5 here, so it's 9, 5. 3 eliminates 3 here, so it's 1, and this is 3. Whew, that was slightly hairy. The logic of this was actually fairly interesting, I guess. Decent amount of trial and error. So if you don't like bifurcation, you're not going to enjoy this one. I guess it wasn't that much, but it is like, I don't know how else you get this logic except for just like saying what happens if we make a 1 here, right? Then that would, yeah. But still pretty interesting concept. The whole concept of the the parity mirror is interesting. I'm not sure if I enjoyed it that much, though. That's the interesting part, too. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this solve, and I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.